Welcome out to the Epically Geeky Show, episode number 19. I am your host for the evening, Eugene Stevens. Our opening question tonight is a question of transport. Cyrus Martin, would you rather have a speeder bike from, of course, Star Wars, or a light cycle from Tron?
Ooh, this is a good question. Speeder bike.
Yeah, I had to think about this one.
Speeder bike has a lot more. I would say speeder bike could go over water. It could probably go, over like uneven ground a lot easier. Like you could go mudding and not actually get any mud on you. Yeah. Uh, but a speeder bike would be. But a light cycle would be so sweet to like hit the freeway.
Yes, it would.
And if the cops come at you, you just turn on the damn light wall or whatever it is you make behind you and watch them smash and then laugh at them. Which one would be more awesome? Is that the question? Which one's more awesome, or just which one do I
Which one
want?
would you rather drive? I'm going to give you one of these two vehicles. Which one do you choose?
I'm going to go with the light cycle, and for a very different reason than what you might think. I would think it would be easier to put somewhere and not worry about it floating off, or like it just they float, right? They don't sit on the ground, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean that seems problematic to me. Like I have an uneven driveway. Would it kind of lean? Would it lurch to one direction, or I'd take off down the road, and I'm like, God dang it! How do you stop it if it goes off on its own? Like, yeah, light cycle. Yeah, I'll do light cycle.
Alrighty. Chris, light cycle or speeder bike?
Speeder bike, because I have missed the Tron train. I don't get it, and I didn't like it.
How dare you?
I know. I dare, buddy. I dare.
Sure.
I watched the new one, but I thought it was boring.
What?
Yes.
The original or the remake?
No,
or the sequel?
The sequel thingy. I watched it.
Okay.
I didn't get it. I thought it was boring. So I picked. So I don't know what a light cycle is. I pick a speeder by default.
That's perfectly fine. Ray, speeder bike or light cycle, sir?
The speeder bike is really tempting because you've got, the blasters on it and everything, but there's just something about that light cycle. And that's my pick.
I so thought y'all were all going to pick a speeder bike, and I was going to feel like a total goober for picking the light cycle. But yeah, there's just something about the look of that light cycle that's just badass.
Especially the one that comes at it, like they throw it and it appears and they jump on it. And, yeah.
So
yes.
I'm sure that picks the
Yes.
speeder.
Well, you also, but you said you're not a fan of Tron, which is perfectly fine because I know a lot of people who aren't huge on the whole Tron thing. So, but so light cycles all around except for the one speeder bike, which is still badass. Still no one's going to catch you. So, alrighty. Well, tonight's topic is as we record this, it's on Saturday night, and tomorrow is Mother's Day. And I thought it would be a good idea to go back and talk about some of the best and worst. We're going to say TV moms, but technically we're going to leave that open to any mothers that may be in books or in movies or even video games if you can think of one. So we're going to go through some of the best moms, some of the moms that we remember the most fondly that we may have at one point thought, wow, I really wish that was my mom. I'm going to start this off and say that this TV mom is probably hands down my favorite TV mom. She is, she's like the ideal mom. She was always very balanced. She was always very fair, very loving with the children, and to be quite honest, reminds me of Lewis's mom, and that is Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show.
Oh, I called her down.
Lewis's mom, there's just something just always reminded me of Lewis's mom that way. She's very sweet. She's very loving to her children. She was always cool about us coming over when we did, and but yeah, so maybe that's why Claire Huxtable is number one on my list, because she was just cool. Like she was just an awesome mom. Like when she got onto the kids, it was because the kids had fucked up. It's not like she was just yelling at them for no reason. So, yeah, she was a cool mom. She was definitely like I said, on my when I think great TV moms, she's always the first one that pops in my head. So, Sai, who's a great TV mom that you can think of?
A great TV mom.
Or book or movie, either way.
Okay. I think the bride from Kill Bill is a really great TV or movie mom.
Okay.
She goes through absolute hell to get her daughter back. And, of course, she's not doing it immediately to get her back because she thinks her daughter's dead. But then when she finds out that she's alive, then it all takes a different turn. But not everybody could say that their mom murdered a whole bunch of assassins and, to get to her and took her, saved her from her homicidal, psychopathic father. So, yeah, pretty impressive mom material right there.
Yes.
Now, I should say that Vivica A. Fox is also in the first Kill Bill. She seemed like a good mom too. I don't think she had. It's too bad she had to die. So that's all.
Well, alrighty then. As the only mother on the current show, Chris, who is a great mom that you can think of? Great fictional mom.
For me, I wound up picking moms who parent sort of the same way that I do with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is Morticia Addams, and it's
yes.
She loves her kids, and she lets them be who they are, and she loves her husband, and she's just a really great parent, and I love Morticia. So I pick her.
Awesome. That's a great pick. I have to say, in doing research on this topic, there were a lot of moms that popped up there, and I thought that I didn't originally come up on my list that I thought of, but then, reading the explanation, I was like, yeah, I can see that. And actually, both of the ones y'all just listed were not anywhere on my list, but were put on other people's list for the exact same reasons you brought up. The fact that the bride went through hell and back to get her daughter. The fact that Morticia Addams is just like, be you, and is, fully behind it. So that's a cool thing. So yeah, she was definitely on a lot of lists I saw too. Ray, who is a great fictional mom that you can think of?
So I'm going with one of my favorite moms because she was sarcastic. She was, and this was before like it was, really popular to be a kind of a meanish type mom. Golden Girls, Sophia.
Yeah, she was on my list as well. Sophia Petrillo is a freaking awesome mom.
She's awesome. If I could have her for mom, I think I'd be just as messed up as anybody else on that show. But you can kind of see why.
She's pretty cute.
She's awesome.
Adorable.
She didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that was the other thing. She loved her kids and she didn't give a shit. It was just like, psh. So. Yeah, she was on my list as well. So I used to watch Golden Girls with my mom, and remember it came on Saturday nights, and she was just hilarious. So my second one on my list is a animated mom, and that's Elastigirl. She had to get on to her kids to she was kind of stressed in the whole airplane scene, but then she apologizes that, look, she was stressed, and, she won't put pressure on them, and, she's genuinely looking out for the best for her kids at all times, and when she, realizes that, the best is to let her kids be who they are and use their powers, she's all for it. So, she's like, we're going to fight it as a team, we're together, we are a family. yeah, she was she was an awesome mom in that movie. So, man, that is such a good movie. Oh, I can't wait for them to make a sequel. As long as it is a fraction as good as that first one, I can't wait to see it. So, but yeah, Elastigirl on the Incredibles was on my list. So, Cyrus, who's next on your list?
Let's see. An awesome mom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think you have to say obviously Marchson, right? I mean, that poor woman, you know.
Who? Marge Simpson? Is that who you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, God dang, she's a saint. You know,
but also showed up in Playboy, so it's
well, I mean, okay, all right. Why you gotta go? Why you gotta? Everybody's mom probably has some dark, you know.
oh, don't go there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, she puts up with Homer on a constant basis. That baby never grows up. Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Can you imagine? Holy shit!
Insane. Takes care of herself.
Right, and then there's Bart. Good God. Can you imagine? She has the worst of everything. Like, her life sucks. I feel bad for her.
But she's still happy.
How has there never been an episode of The Simpsons in all the years it's been on where she didn't try to kill herself?
Well, I like Mary Bobbins. That was pretty good. Sherry Bobbins. Sorry, that was a good episode.
Yeah, that was. That was. Yeah, she was on. She was actually the third one on my list. Yeah, Marge is definitely. I mean, a lot of people will tell you motherhood, should qualify you for sainthood, and she definitely would be on that list. Having to put up with Homer, just dealing with Homer would be one thing, but you're right. Between an eternal baby and freaking Bart Simpson, you gotta. So at least she's got one that doesn't drive her completely insane. So, Chris, who's next on your list?
Well, I had Claire Huxtable on my list too, and Marge Simpson.
Okay.
So my sister loaned us the Roseanne complete series, and we're on like season 8. And she's one of my favorite moms because she's just really honest, and the whole show is just really honest about sometimes it sucks. You can't fix your problems in a half an hour, and you go through crap, but you still love each other, and she loves her kids. She does let them. She does relish who they are and supports them, even if she's yelling at them or whatever. But she does love her kids, and she's one of my favorites because she's just so honest.
Well, alrighty then. Ray, who's next on your list?
Next on my list is a mom that reminds me a lot of my mom. She's a lot of fun. She keeps her husband in line somewhat, and she has a very, very nervous giggle. That would be Kitty Foreman from the 70s Show.
Oh, okay.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She's always wants everybody to be happy, but she's got the nervous giggle just like my mom. And
your mom's nervous giggle is hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, hey, yeah, I really like Kitty. Kitty and Red are basically my parents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
that's awesome. The next I never was really big into that 70s show, but when I watched it, she always did come across as being pretty fun. Next one on my list goes under kind of the same category as The Bride, being more of a badass mom, and that's Sarah Connor. I mean, the woman basically, fought fucking, killer robots from the future to save her son, and looked like a badass doing it the entire time. Yeah, Sarah Connor definitely has to go on my list of awesome moms because, she basically has, is thrown into this impossible situation and is, told, well, you have to raise the future hope of humanity, and manages to do it, which, That's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Connor definitely went on my list as being an awesome TV mom. So, Sai, who's next on your list?
Um, I don't know what her name is, but the mom from Good Times. Uh, you ever
Oh, the
watch?
mom from.
You ever watch Good Times?
No.
It's been a long time.
Okay. Well, if you never watch Good Times, then I don't know. I mean, you don't know who I'm talking about, but it's a show from the '70s. It's pretty much all black cast. Uh, she's the mom of a whole bunch, there's like J.J. Walker, who's famous for his dynamite line. That's where it
Mm-hmm.
comes. That's where it comes from. Uh, but there's all kinds of chaos that always happens. They're living in the projects. All kinds of shit's always happening. She keeps the family together. I always just, it was a comedy, but it had its serious stuff too, and I just always had a lot of respect for that character. She seemed
Florida?
like that. Okay, yeah, that's her name, I guess. Yeah,
Florida Evans, yes.
right. So I always just, I thought she's got to be in line for this award if there's an award to hand out to good moms, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just put up with a lot of stuff. Plus, her husband dies during the show, and that's hard. That's hard to imagine dealing with, and still trying to keep the family together. So, yep.
Gotcha. Chris, who's next on your list?
Um, it's one of my favorite movies. I've seen it a million times, and I never actually knew her name till I looked it up. I forgot it. Peg Boggs from Edward Scissorhands.
She's been on a lot of lists I've seen.
She's adorable. I just love how she just looks at Edward and was like, "Okay, well, you're really fucked up, but come on over. I'll take care of you. We'll fix this. You're sweet. I can see it." And she just sort of she sees how sweet and good he is and knows that nobody else sees it. So she's just trying to help him. And she's adorable and lovely, but we'll lay down the law if everybody's getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
I love her.
Yep. Good deal. Good deal. Ray, who's next on your list?
Peg Bundy.
Wow. Okay.
Come on,
Bundy.
she's awesome. She lets her kids drink. She's like, if you want the cool mom that'll let you do whatever you want, that's her.
Wow.
Yeah, that would definitely be, if that's what you're looking for in a good mom, that would she would definitely be on that list.
She's a terrible mother. But growing up watching that show, I was like, wow, she's really cool. She lets her kids do everything.
I love that show too. Don't get me wrong. She's on my other list. I'll just say that. But yeah.
Yeah, no, she should be on the other list, but I put her on the just because of if I was looking at it as if I wanted to get away from with absolutely anything, she'd be the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Peg
that. Yeah, that's an interesting pick.
My next pick is actually from a current TV show. Do any of y'all watch the Goldbergs?
Nope. Although I've seen a couple of episodes.
Is that like the wrestler Goldberg?
No, it's not about the wrestler. It is a hilarious show. Christy and I love this show. It's about a family set in the 80s, and it does such a wonderful job of just bringing up that 80s nostalgia. We freaking love this show. The mother on that show, unfortunately, because of some of the things that my wife has said in passing, I have a bad feeling that is how my wife is going to turn out as a mother. She's a great mom, don't get me wrong, but she kind of a lot of the episodes focus on the idea that she has to come to terms with the fact that her children aren't perfect and can't do anything that they set their minds out to. It's funny. Sometimes she'll do stuff on there or say something, and I'll look at Kristen. I'm like, "That's gonna be you, isn't it? That's gonna be you." And we just have to laugh at it. But she also curses, like if you get in the way, like she's like, you are not fucking doing that. Of course they bleep it out, but it's hilarious when it does. So, yeah, just if you watch the Goldbergs, she's definitely a great TV mom because she loves loves her kids to the point it's just like, okay, maybe you need to back off a little bit. So, but yeah, Beverly Goldberg is an awesome TV mom. So. You have anyone else on your good list, Cyrus?
I was gonna say, let me just okay. On Everybody Loves Raymond, his wife. I think she, for one, I'm not thinking of her as my mom, but like thinking of her as like my wife, like mom of our kids, kind of thing.
Her name was Deborah. Yes.
Right. Okay. I thought I always had a lot of sympathy for her during that show because she always had to deal with all the bullshit that was going on and his parents and everything. But she's also hot and
yes, agreed.
And yeah, and so I was like, man, this woman, she's like, I just had a lot of respect for her. I was like, why is she, like she's one of those that you see and you go, why are you putting up with this, dude?
Exactly. If you didn't know people, real life people who were in situations where you're just like, why haven't you moved on? You are so much better than this. Why have you not moved on from this? And they just stick with it. You would be like, there is no way she would have stuck with him. With all the shit she has to go through. I completely understand. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Man, she's
and you're
hot
right,
too.
she is hot.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, she is. Chris, do you have anyone else on your list?
Just one more.
Okay.
From the TV show Vikings, it's Lagratha. And she's just a badass. She loves her kid so much, and her husband is a bit of a doucher, so she leaves him but becomes an earl of a whole other community by herself in her own right, and she just kicks ass. She's a shield maiden. She's awesome.
I've never seen that show, but I've heard lots of good things about it.
I love that term, by the way. Shield maiden.
Yeah, she's awesome. She kicks ass.
Very cool. Ray, do you have anyone else on your list?
I've got quite a few more actually.
All right, cool. I've got like 3 more too. So I didn't know we were kind of running along in the list. I didn't know if we were running out. So go ahead, sir.
So the next one that I love her on screen because she was awesome in the movie. She let her kid go away despite her wanting to protect him, and she just kept you can go and do this, but no drugs. And that's Elaine. What's her name? Elaine Miller from Almost Famous.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was probably one of my favorite moms on screen, just because she calls the girl and the girl answers the phone, and that whole scene with the phone, and
she's constantly giving out life advice to rock stars.
And every rock star that dude, she freaked me out. It was awesome. Good movie.
Yeah.
Very cool. My next nomination is actually I had to put both of the women on there. If you watch Modern Family, Gloria Pritchett and Claire Dunphy both get on my list because they both love their kids as much crap as their kids get into. They stand by them. Gloria is oh my god, face melting hot. Yes. But she loves her kid, and the fact that she's threatened to actually kill people over if anyone were to hurt me, and he is just like, okay, well that's definitely a dedicated mom. But and Claire, the stuff that she has to put up between Phil and she's got one kid that turned out pretty good, and the rest of the other two are just kind of like idiots. But you're just like, okay, but whatever. But yeah, they're both good moms. So they both ended up on my list. So Claire Claire's not bad looking either. But yeah, Gloria. All right. So, sorry, do you have anyone else left on your list?
And this is just for the good ones, right?
Yes, for the good ones.
Okay. No, I'm gonna stop there.
Alrighty. Chris, did you say you had any more? Or?
No, I was done. I didn't have any more on my list.
Alrighty. Ray, anyone else?
Mary Cooper from Big Bang Theory. She's a sweetie. She may be a little too religious, but dear God, she's a sweetie. Even
the fact that she handled Sheldon is pretty, yeah.
Come on now, Ray. You can't be too religious.
okay.
Only a man who was in the grip of Satan's power would suggest such a thing.
Okay, so.
The last one that I had on my list is another movie mom, and it's Forrest Gump's mom, Mrs. Gump. Had to do quite a few things to make sure she, provided for her child.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's horrible. That scene was, but moms do what moms got to do, and loved him to the day she died, and constantly supported him in everything he did, which is, you can't ask for more than that from a mom. She was a great mom. She, always told him, you're different, accept your differences, but that doesn't make, that's not wrong. People are wrong for judging you for being different. It's just, that's a fucking awesome mom. So,
who is Forrest Gump's dad again?
We don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe she wasn't as. No, never mind. I'll just let it go.
Yeah, that's right. You better let that one go. Ray, do you have anyone else on your list? Because I'm out at this point.
I'll throw one more out there, and that's Leanne Tui from Blindside. She, she went out and it's based on a real mom, which I think is pretty cool.
A lot of people resent that movie.
I'm sure they do, but the story behind it, if she did a lot for that kid.
Yep.
And her own kid too, but anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool.
Well, alrighty, that's our list of the best or the better moms that we watched on TV or movies or such. Let's move on to some of the ones that not so much our favorites. I'll go ahead and lead this one off again because, like I said before, when I think of great quote-unquote TV moms, fictional moms, when I think of great TV moms, the first one that always pops in my head is Claire Huxtable. She's like the epitome of TV mom. If you were to ask me about the worst TV moms, I've got an answer for that one too. And I could not stand this TV show simply because of her, and that is Lois from Malcolm in the Middle. I don't think she spoke a single line in that show. I think she yelled every single line in that show at her husband and her kids. She was just, I don't know if she was just absolutely miserable, but I hated that show just because of her. Like, I tried to watch it several times, and in the scenes where she's not in it, I could stomach it, but anytime she got on screen, nope, I had to change the channel. Could not stand her as a mother. Yelled constantly, was constantly getting onto the people. Yeah, just one of my least favorite TV moms of all time. So, Sai, who's on your list of worst TV moms?
I only have two.
Okay.
One of them is obscure, and the other is the atomic bomb, which I dare you to try to beat. But we'll do the obscure one first, and I'm going to risk that and hope that nobody else picks my atomic bomb, but we'll see. So my obscure one is the mom from the movie Serial Mom. Kathleen Turner.
Serial Mom.
Do you not remember that movie?
No, I don't.
Oh no. It's hilarious. It's a comedy.
Okay, I just like looked up the picture of the cover, and yes, now I remember it. Yeah, that's a good pick.
Well, she murdered a lot of people. But they had it coming, so it kind of
It balances out.
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
they. What are you gonna do? But yes, that you don't want a serial killer for a mom. That's probably not a good combination. You know.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
would
yeah.
agree. I would have to agree with that.
Okay.
Um, Chris, who is a bad TV mom?
Oh, there are so many. So Weeds was a show that I really liked watching, but I didn't like watching it because of the main character, who's the whole show's based around, Nancy Botwin. I watched it for her kids and actually all the men in her life. That's what made the show. Nancy Botwin was the most self-absorbed, selfish. She used her kids as an excuse for why she sold dope, because she wanted to give them a good life. She did it because she wanted a good life. She liked having her iced coffee every day and living in a giant house and driving a big fancy car. But she was just a
What a what a
mom.
bitch.
She was a really crappy mom to her two kids, and she fucked them up.
Fucking bitch. Fucking whore.
Jesus Christ, Nancy.
I didn't even watch that show, and I'm mad at her.
All right, good. You should be. She was a jerk.
uh, Ray, who is on your list of bad TV moms?
This isn't just a bad TV mom. It's a bad fictional mom. It's bad fictional parents. But Kate McAllister from Home Alone. How do you lose your child twice?
Oh,
Yep, she was on my list.
good call.
Seriously, I know she goes all out to get to him, after the fact. But how do you get to that point where you lose them twice?
Exactly. Once is inexcusable. Twice? No, bitch. Sorry, someone should have taken your kid away.
You know what? Y'all just reminded me of another one I got too. So I got two more.
All right, cool.
But yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
she was on my list, dude.
What an irresponsible person. I mean, holy crap! A mom is supposed to. How do you forget about one of your kids? The same kid? That's impossible, right?
Pretty much.
Like, that would be the one that you make sure, like, the next time you go, any time you left the house, like, they were fucking, like, handcuffed to your wrist from this point forward. It's like, I'm not fucking forgetting you. And you did it again?
How many Home Alone movies did they make? 2, 3?
4. I think there's like 4.
Oh, really? God dang.
Was it always the same kid, though?
No, like
I think the last two
were different kids.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I was about to say, because there was a third time, but
Yeah.
but they didn't make the movie because, it didn't end well.
Have you guys ever seen the video of him reprising the role
Oh, as an adult?
as an adult?
Yeah.
No.
No, I didn't see that.
Look it up on YouTube. It is hilarious.
Macaulay Culkin did not age well.
No, unfortunately, he didn't.
A lot of drugs.
He reprises the character, and
Yeah.
it is,
His
as an
looks
adult,
help.
it's hilarious.
His looks help.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Macaulay Culkin looks like a melted skeleton.
Aw.
With a little bit of flesh.
Ugh.
My next one on the list has actually already been mentioned, and that is Peggy Bundy.
Hey, come on.
I understand where you're coming from, Ray, but as a mom, she did. Okay, believe me, I am not. As someone who has had to stay home days or whatever with the kids when they're sick or whatever. People who I think there's a very small majority. It used to be a large majority, but there's a very small minority of people that thought, oh, well, you're a stay-at-home mom. That means you don't have a real job. Fuck that. Staying at home with kids all the time will fucking drive you insane. So stay-at-home mom, that by itself is a job. But she didn't do anything as a mom. She didn't cook. She didn't clean. She didn't take care of the kids. She did nothing except sat on the couch and watch TV and ate bonbons. And, don't get me wrong. I loved that show. I loved that show growing up, but God, she was a bad mom.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, she was on my list of worst moms. So
Oh,
all right.
boy.
So are you gonna drop the atomic bomb on us, or are you drop this other one you thought of?
I'm gonna do the other one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is from a movie. Um, and when you were talking about something triggered this for me. I don't know. The mom from American Beauty, Annette Bening,
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
good one.
that fucking whore. Like all I the scene where Kevin Spacey's working at the fast food place and they go in the drive-through and it's her and her boyfriend and he catches them is like brilliant. But what a fucking bitch. You know, just like the perpetual victim. Everything that's ever gone, everything bad that's ever happened has happened to her and nobody else. Nobody sympathizes with her. She needs sympathy, you know, and then turns it on everybody and goes and does whatever she wants and screws around and does whatever. But everybody else is the bad person. Yeah, fucking
Good pull, sir.
There's some feels
Uh,
there. Mm.
yeah. Chris, who's next on your list?
It's Colleen Donaghy from 30 Rock. This is Jack Donaghy's mom, and he's afraid of her, and she doesn't. She loves him because but she doesn't like him, and she treats him like he's stupid, and I just love that he's scared of his mom. Jack Donaghy is scared of her. But yeah, she's not a very good mom because she treats him like crap and thinks he's an idiot and puts her own needs above his, and yeah, it just makes him feel very, very small.
Yep, that would be a good definition of a bad mom. Ray, who's next on your list?
So I'm going to go with a mom that started a war, and not just
Whoa.
any war, a
Whoa.
war with Canada.
bitch. Uh-oh.
And
Uh-oh.
Leanne Cartman from South Park.
Good. Good
Oh,
one.
God.
Good one.
God, she's a terrible mother.
And she's a big fat bitch. we know that because there's a song about
There is a whole song about that, yeah. But yeah, like just because your kids heard some swearing, you start a war. I think that's a little much.
it.
Yeah, that is a bit much.
Always with their beady eyes and their flappy heads.
Hey,
Hey, buddy, relax.
Okay.
It's about dignity. It's about respect. Hey, fuck you, buddy.
put your fucking face, Uncle Fucker.
That movie was brilliant when it came out, I have to say.
Oh, yes.
I was a kite when I watched that movie.
Yes,
It was
you
hilarious.
The next one on my list has also been mentioned, but it was on the other side of the list, and that is Roseanne Connor, aka Roseanne Barr. I know you said you
Yeah.
liked her. I have never enjoyed Roseanne's comedy.
What
And
about
I
when
honestly,
she
what?
sang the national anthem? You didn't like that?
Really? No, I did not care for that. I've never enjoyed her comedy, and honestly, to this day I still cannot stand that show. A lot of it for her. Um, I just didn't really care for the show anyway, but she just rubs me the wrong way. I cannot stand her, and my wife loves that show. Like, when they do marathons, when they used to do marathons on different, TV stations, she would put it on, and I would just like literally get up and walk out, and she's just like, "Are you seriously? You're not gonna stand here?" I'm like, "Yep, can't be in the same room, can't do it." So, we can agree to disagree, but she's on my list, but definitely on the negative side. So, but that's, like I said, that's me. So, Sai, who is your atomic bomb of bad mothers? I have a feeling I know who you're gonna say, but
I don't know if you
again,
do. I think I might surprise a few people here because
really,
the qualification here might be up for debate, but I don't think it is a debate. Okay, this is a horrible fictional mother, correct?
yes.
On TV.
Or movie or
Right,
book or something.
right.
Yes.
Okay. Has a TV show. Worst fucking mother in the history of mothers, to the point to where uh, almost criminally horrible. Like what she has done to all of us is immeasurably horrible.
Okay, then I don't know who you're going with.
And I contend that she's fictional. Some people might disagree with that. But
Oh, I think I know.
I'm going to give you the worst mother ever, and it is Kris Jenner from Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh, yeah, I saw her on a list.
Yep, and you know what? That is not who I thought you were going to originally say. I'll mention that in a second, but no, absolutely, positively, yes, horrible mom. Because that show, the reason why that show is still on is for her. You know, she wants to play like it's for the family, but that show's all about her, at least as much as she wants to make it.
Everything is all that entire family is engineered for her benefit. Like, if you go back to the history of Kris Jenner, when she was with the Kardashian guy, what was his name? Yeah, this is a gold digging fucking fame whore, and she exploited herself during the O.J. Simpson thing, and it's continued on since. Like, she's a horrible person, and that whole family is equally horrible, and it is engineered to be that way. This is not a mistake. She's the worst mother in the history of mothers.
Yep, I would agree with that. I'll tell you who I think I was thinking you were going to say. Oh, what is her name? Let me find her name real quick. Go ahead with your next one, Chris.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Si, that Kris Jenner is a piece of work when it comes to her kids. She's an opportunist when it comes to them.
Yes.
Yes. The one that I have next is she's a cartoon mom. She's from Futurama. It's Mom from Futurama.
Oh my God, I did not even think about that, and you are absolutely right. She is a horrible mom.
She's horrible to her children. She slaps and beats them. She doesn't care if they die. Doesn't matter to her. She's just this horrible woman.
You get so many props for bringing up Mom. I forgot about that.
We've been watching a lot of Futurama lately. The kids really like it, and I'd never seen it before we started watching it. But she's bad. She has this innocent old woman persona, and she has the old timey dress on, and then as soon as the camera cuts from her commercial, off it comes. She's wearing this purple unitard, and she's treating her children like shit.
Yep. Oh my God, that is such a good pull. The mom, I won't say it yet because in case it comes up on someone else's list. Ray, who's next on your list?
All right. So next on my list, I'm gonna go. So talk about bad moms. Angela Kelly from Heroes. She was a horrible mom horrible to her kids, to the point that they were, she hid stuff. She set them up for failure. Totally screwed them up completely. But yeah, she was definitely one of the bad moms.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. I only have one more on my list that I specifically came up with, and that is going back to that show, Everybody Loves Raymond. Maria Barone. Unfortunately, she was played by what is her name? She just recently passed away.
Doris Roberts.
Yes.
Yes. I loved her. She was a great character actor. She always kind of played that type of a character, and she did a really good job with it. So I'm not faulting her for that. But I mean, yes, she loved Ray. She tolerated the brother, which was like, really, you're gonna treat him that badly? But she was so in their business that, going back to why we said Deborah deserves, sainthood for putting up with everybody, is like she drove everyone insane, including her husband and her kids, and the daughter-in-law, and yeah, so she was on my list of bad moms. Like, not like evil, just at some point you gotta let go. You gotta let them fly. You can't mother them, smother them. Actually, is a better term. You can't just smother them completely, but yeah. So if there's an OG smother, she definitely falls under that category. So. Sai, you said you were out unless you thought of someone, right?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Chris, anyone else on your list?
Yeah, I have one more. So, speaking of when we were talking about Game of Thrones, and there's like way too many characters and you can never keep up. Catelyn Stark's sister, Lysa,
Oh, wow.
was
Yeah.
fucked up. Who breastfeeds
Oh.
their child at 8 years old? She was just crazy. She was just totally nuts. Horrible, horrible person. She deserved to be pushed through the moon door, and she got what she deserved. She was a horrible person.
Yep.
She was mentally ill, though. I mean,
Yeah, but mentally ill mothers that go unchecked are not good moms.
absolutely. You should always check them. You know what I mean?
Especially.
Put them in their place.
Yeah. So she was a pretty screwed up mom.
Ray, do you have anyone else on your list of bad moms?
I've got two more.
Okay.
So sticking with Game of Thrones, I can't blame this mom. She loves her children completely, but
Cersei Lannister?
that'd be her.
Yep.
Oh.
Dear God.
Dude, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to say somebody else. I'm sorry.
No.
No.
Cersei.
I didn't mean. I'm sorry. I should shut up.
No, dude. You hit the nail on the head. She loves her kids, but dear God, she's a messed up mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's just screwed up.
Yeah.
Which isn't.
And then my last one, going back to Big Bang Theory, I would not want Beverly Hofstadter as my mother.
Oh my God, no.
Dear God. Talk about like ruining your life.
Yep.
Everything she brings up, and she's got like charts of how he wet the bed, and just bad.
Yep. Absolutely agree with that one.
Wow.
Absolutely agree with that one. The one I thought you were going to bring up originally when you said the mother of all bad moms, Sai, I thought for sure you were going to bring up Norma Bates.
Norman Bates.
You raised your kid to be a psychopath. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's bad. Ooh, yeah.
So I have a list pulled up here of worst moms, and a lot of the ones that we listed are on here. But yeah, when you said that, I thought he's going to bring up Norma Bates. That's who he's going to say.
What about that Flowers in the Attic? I'm trying to remember.
I vaguely remember.
Mommy Dearest or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was yeah. That's
no wire hangers.
So just looking through a list, because you look up like greatest moms, and a lot of times they'll put them on there just because like they were well known or whatever. But some of the ones that we didn't mention, Carol Brady. I never was a fan of the Brady Bunch. But the fact that you're raising that many kids, and that's got to take a lot of willpower.
Bunch of hippies.
Yeah.
Damn liberals.
June Cleaver.
I never liked June Cleaver. She seemed fake.
Really, that whole setup didn't seem fake to you?
No, I'm just saying, like, you know what she was cool in though? Was Airplane 2.
Oh, when she spoke jive.
Oh Lord.
I speak jive. Oh, that was so funny.
Another one on the list that no one mentioned, Jill Taylor from Home Improvement. Yep, she was a pretty cool mom.
She was on my list.
I'm trying to remember her.
Just kind of laid back, just kind of, was really good with the kids. Of course, tolerated him. I loved that show. That show.
I can't remember who she was. Like, what the actress was.
Patricia Richardson is who played her.
Let me look that up, because I totally don't remember.
Some of the other ones they had on there, Edith Bunker.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
Edith Bunker. Yeah.
What about the mom from Family Matters?
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't
I
remember.
couldn't that show. I I watched it in the beginning and just I don't know. It just kind of really went downhill for me pretty quick, especially when it became the Urkel show.
Yeah, when it
Yeah,
became the Urkel show.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Someone else that we didn't mention, Lucy Ricardo, Lucille Ball, pretty good
oh.
mom. Uh, let's see here.
Was she a
Just some of
mom
the
in
other
that?
ones.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she had a kid.
Oh, I don't remember that. It's been a long time.
Mary Tyler Moore in the Dick Van Dyke Show, Laura, pretty good mom. Family Ties, Elise Keaton. I'm sorry. Uh,
Y'all said Morticia, but what about what's her
Lily
name?
Munster.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Lily was a pretty good mom.
Yeah. She kept Herman happy.
Really, really. And then they have like they had Jane Jetson, they had Betty Rubble, they had Wilma Flintstone.
The woman put up with a lot of shit, though.
Do what?
It's debatable. And I think about the same thing with Marge. They put up with too much shit, so it's almost detrimental to them. Like so Wilma Flintstone and Marge both put up with a husband that is an absolute dick.
Yep. Still Costanza.
What about the mom from Happy Days? She was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She was pretty awesome. You call her Mrs. C, right?
Yep. Mrs. Cunningham.
Yeah.
So, well, I think that was a good discussion. Like I said, with Mother's Day, actually about 45 minutes away from the time we're recording this, where Chris and Ray are, it's now. Happy Mother's Day.
Do y'all have Mother's Day in Canada, or is it a different day?
No, it's the same day.
Today,
Today, because it's 12:16 a.m.
Well, there you go. So she's trying to tell us to wrap up the show. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's go ahead and move on to our picks and pans. I have a feeling I know what probably 3 of the people on this show are going to pick as their pick. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and go first because I got a feeling it's just going to be pretty much the same. My pick for this week is Captain America: Civil War. Just went and saw it today, and there's a lot of hype for this movie. As you know, I'm sure if you're listening to the Epically Geeky show, you've been reading, you've probably already seen the movie yourself. But if you haven't, there's a lot of hype around this movie. Believe the hype. It is really, really good. Like I was telling Chris in the pre-show, I easily put this in my top 3 Marvel movies. Probably, maybe even my top 3 superhero movies. Period. I need to see it again so I can definitely quantify that. You watch a movie the first time, you kind of have to see it again to kind of let it really soak in. But man, it was a good movie. It really in depth. There's a lot. It's very well balanced. All of the characters get at least a shining moment or two, so it's not like they're just on the screen for a second and then you don't ever see them again. Just really, really well done. Very well thought out. Just a great movie. So that's definitely my pick for the week. Cyrus, what is your pick for the week?
Well, my pick is, not everybody's going to know about this. It's kind of been flying under the radar a little bit. It's kind of not known very well. I know it's going to be a little unusual, but, there's this little movie came out this week. It's called Captain America: Civil War.
I think I've heard of it, but I'm not sure.
And it was not the worst movie that I've ever seen. It was, if you're looking for an entertaining film, like something that you go to and you spend money on and it's okay, then this is a good one for that. If I had a pan, I would say the dude that was sitting next to me shoving popcorn into his mouth as fast as possible before the movie could start. Like,
Oh,
I don't
God.
know how he didn't choke to death, because I actually
But you were rooting for it, weren't you?
I actually watched him. I actually turned my head and watched him, like, fist that shit into his mouth. It looked like a porno of some kind. I mean, it was horrible. It was like, this doesn't look enjoyable.
Maybe it was Matter Eater Man.
I don't know, but like, you ever see somebody do something that's almost ritualistic that they don't seem to enjoy, but they're doing, like, almost like OCD, like, I have to do this, like I've got to get all the way through this process before I can stop. Like, that's what I was watching. I was watching a man with no control over himself. Like, the popcorn was in control. And I don't ever want to be like that.
That's a good goal.
That is a good goal. Chris, what is your pick or pan for the week?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna be really cliche because it's Mom's Day and say my kids are my pick because they're just awesome and I love them and they really.
Oh, I should add Chris to our list of good moms.
Aww.
You know what? That's a damn good pick. Good call, sir. Because she's cool. She hangs out with us, which she deserves sainthood for that.
She's on a show, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Technically she counts.
Right.
I mean, she's not fictional, but then again, neither is Kris Jenner. And we counted her. So.
But Chris is from Canada, and Canada is fictional.
That's very true. Okay.
That's
Only
true.
2 Americans.
That's true. We are fictional.
If I can't see it, it doesn't exist. Very good call. Very good call, sir. Ray, what is your pick or pan for the week?
Well, since I totally just stole mine.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
A very, very distant second place would be definitely the movie I checked out tonight. The movie you two already talked about. Civil War was really great, and the thing that I liked about it was nobody was forced into the movie. It was very organic the way that they laid everybody out and they introduced all the characters. So I did like that, especially Aunt May.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes, Chris is my absolute number one pick.
There you go. Alrighty then. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure to go to iTunes or Stitcher and give us a 5-star review. There's a section there for you to actually write a review. Don't worry about that. No one reads it except for me. Instead, why don't you leave us a list of your favorite TV, movie, fictional moms. Or leave us your list of the worst moms that you can think of. Is there someone that we forgot on our list that we should have put on there? Definitely let us know that. I'm in the process of getting us on Google Play, so you'll be able to start listening to the show on there as well. So if you're an Android user, it'll be easier to get to the show that way. And then, of course, you can always watch the show on YouTube. You can also find the site at Epically Geeky. Epicallygeeky.com, that is, and you can follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. Don't post a lot, but there are some things on there. And real quick, before we find out where you can find everyone on the internet, a couple of quick announcements. So we've been working trying to, as you may know, one of the difficulties with the show is the fact that everyone is kind of spread out. So trying to get together and meet space, as it were, is a little difficult sometimes. But we're working to try to do that, and we have actually worked out so that we're going to be at a couple of they're technically fests, but they're kind of conventions. So we will be at the Classic Game Fest in Austin, Texas on July 30th and 31st, and at Geek Fest in Central Texas at CTC on August 19th through the 21st. Cy and I will definitely be there. Lainey should be there for GeekFest as well. We do have information on the website, so if you live, especially in the Texas area, and you're thinking about coming around to one of those shows, we would love to meet you. Especially if you're listening to the show, we would love to talk to you. I can't imagine how awesome it would be to actually talk to, be able to meet some of the people that listen to the show in person. So. Like I said, if you're going to either the Classic Game Fest in Austin or Geek Fest in Killeen, Texas, definitely come find our booth and let us know what you think about the show. So, where can we find you on the internet, Cyrus Martin?
Pretty much YouTube. Look for Cyrus and Martin or Video Game Virus, videogamevirus.com, and of course epicallygeeky.com. By the way, I don't think I can make those conventions. Hopefully you don't. You'll be all right to take care of that yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you better be using it. And then, of course, he has a show that he does on Sundays with the.
Yes, with Vicky Old Gamer. We have a yeah. We've collaborated on a show. We're up to our 9th episode where we do what? Oh, that's somebody said something. It's called Game Rambling, and you can check it out again on YouTube.
Very cool, very cool. Sounds like we're getting an echo. Chris, where can we find you on the internet?
On Instagram at Lake Life Mama and on my blog at theimpostersyndrome.wordpress.com.
Very cool. Ray, where can we find you on the internet?
Go to Instagram and check me out at Lake Life Artist.
Yeah, I just saw some of the more recent things you posted. Man, I wish I could paint. I wish I could paint. That's a skill that I've tried here and there, and it's just like, nope, that is not my wheelhouse. So I can appreciate that.
You do make some wicked props, though.
Well, thank you. I'm still working on that. Speaking of that, you can find my wacky adventures at Optimachine on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have finished for the most part, I have finished the boys' proton packs. I'm still having some difficulty with the way that you holster the wand. I'm gonna have to kind of play with that a little bit and get that finalized. The boys love them. Of course, the first thing Nick said was, "Where's the trap?" And I'm like, "Well, Daddy doesn't even have a trap, so you're gonna have to wait." Actually, this week, in what little spare time I've had, I've started getting the documentation together so that this coming weekend, I'm probably going to start working on Laney's proton pack, and we may have an additional meetup to announce here with the coming of the new Ghostbusters movie. But that one, haven't fully worked that one out yet. That also depends on whether or not I can get another proton pack built. So always doing something. So.
What about my proton pack?
Where's your money?
Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't building this thing for free. For everyone on the show, have a good night.